You ever notice that one person in the room who barely says a word but somehow knows everything that's going on? They don't jump into conversations, they don't interrupt, they just sit there, watching, nodding, occasionally smiling. And when they finally speak, everyone goes quiet like, oh, this person's been paying attention. Maybe that's you, or maybe you're suddenly thinking of someone very specific. Either way, here's the funny part. People who observe more than they speak aren't quiet by accident. There's a whole psychology behind it, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with the scanner. This is the person who walks into a room and immediately starts reading it. Who's tense, who's trying too hard, who's bored, who's in charge. They don't talk much at first because they're collecting data. You might think they're shy, but inside their brain is busy connecting dots. Past experiences taught them that information is power. The more you listen, the more control you have later. So while others fill the silence with stories and jokes, the scanner is quietly building a mental map of everyone's moves. If this is you, you've probably been told you're so quiet, but what they don't see is how loud your mind is. Then there's the self-filter. This person speaks less because they edit more, a lot more. Every thought goes through a mental checkpoint. Is this worth saying? Is it accurate? Will it be misunderstood? They're not afraid of talking. They're afraid of saying something sloppy. So instead of thinking out loud, they wait until their words feel solid. Picture them in a group chat. They type a message, delete it, type again, delete again. Finally, hours later, they send one sentence, but it hits. If this sounds familiar, you probably value precision over attention. Silence feels safer than being misread. Another type is the emotional observer. This one feels everything, too much sometimes. They notice tone shifts, facial changes, awkward pauses. While others are busy talking, they're absorbing the emotional temperature of the room. That's exhausting, so they stay quiet to protect their energy. Talking means engaging, and engaging means taking on more emotional weight. You'll often find this person drained after social events, even if they barely spoke. If you're like this, silence isn't weakness, it's a boundary. Then there's the strategic quiet one. This person learned early that speaking less makes people reveal more. You ask a simple question, you stay quiet. The other person keeps talking, filling the space, explaining themselves. Suddenly, you know way more than you planned to. This isn't manipulation in a movie villain way, it's social awareness. They understand that silence makes others uncomfortable, and discomfort makes people honest. If this is you, you've probably noticed people confessing things to you without realizing how much they've shared. But here's the twist. Not all observers are calm on the inside. Some people observe more because they grew up needing to. Maybe they learned that staying quiet kept them safe. Maybe speaking up once had consequences, so they adapted by watching first and acting later. Over time, that survival skill became a personality trait. From the outside, they look composed. Inside, they're always alert, always ready. If this is you, your silence isn't emptiness, it's experience. So what does all this mean? It means the quiet person in the room isn't necessarily shy, insecure, or uninterested. They might be sharp, cautious, emotionally tuned in, or strategically patient. And if you're that person, there's nothing broken about you. You just process the world differently. The real question is, which one are you? The scanner, the self-filter, the emotional observer, the strategic quiet one, or maybe a mix of all of them? Next time you catch yourself staying silent, don't rush to change it. Ask why. Because sometimes the people who speak the least understand the most. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, you're not alone. And if you want more insights like this, you know where to find them.